members' motivation, the effect of loyalty program structure on loyalty intention in fitness center. So this is the agenda that we will cover today. Firstly, the Australia's gym and fitness industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry with half of its revenue coming from recurring membership payments. However, it is estimated that the retention of the industry is only about 50 to 60% of members being maintained beyond the first year. And this churn rate is increasingly alarming, as it means that operators have to spend more on acquisition, which has been shown to be more expensive than retaining customer, and it also undermines a long-term profitability source. As fitness services fundamentally rely on members to make use of their membership by participation and co-create value. Therefore, for managers who are seeking to apply retention strategies, they will look beyond pricing and promotional tactic to address the psychological and evaluative factors that drive sustained membership engagement. Firstly, the loyalty program has long been used in many industries to build brand loyalty and also encourage repeat purchases. It is often in a spend-based structure where points are earned through purchase history and are redeemable for an array of tangible and intangible rewards. Previous research have identified that the structure of a loyalty program is the backbone of its success. Therefore, loyalty program must reinforce customer behavior that benefit the firm. But for the gyms, a spend-based structure is less compatible because members often pay a fixed periodic fee, which means that there are less opportunities for extra spending, and as I mentioned before, the customer derive their value from their participation. Scholars have found that attendance can predict the length of membership and whether they will renew and hence retention. Furthermore, recent research have shown that, especially at fitness center, loyalty program that rewards member on their attendance have shown to increase higher weekly visits and sustain exercise habit even after the program had ended. Furthermore, these studies only show the behavioral effects, which is the attendance or the behavior of visit-based loyalty program, but not the motivational mechanism behind it. Specifically, no study have examined why a visit-based loyalty program might be more effective in the fitness industry from a self-determination perspective. Therefore, the objective of my study is to integrate this theory into a body of literature of loyalty program and also fitness in order to investigate how it fosters loyalty. And secondly, we also identified the motivational and psychological mechanism that link loyalty program structure to intention. So the self-determination theory posits that human behavior is driven by three basic psychological needs. Autonomy represents the feeling of volitional, self-directed, being in control. Competence represents feeling capable, effective, making progress. Relatedness is the feeling of being socially connected to others. When these needs are fulfilled, individuals experience autonomous motivation. They engage in activities because they find them enjoyable or it's personally important to them, hence leading to long-term participation. So for example, people may attend the gym because it is generally fun to move your body, or because it is good to move their body and is healthy to do so. As such, the structure of a loyalty program can either support or undermines these psychological needs. A visit-based loyalty program supports them as it allows the members the freedom to participate whenever they want, however they want. It also acknowledges members' progress in terms of their attendance, how many times they attend the gym, and there are more opportunities for interactions within the service space between staff and also members, for example, through point redemption or through talking about the program itself. In contrast, spend-based program put pressure on members to spend more, and it doesn't provide any meaningful feedback that is related to the core service. It also has fewer opportunities for social engagement. So hence, it is hypothesized that a visit-based loyalty program leads to higher psychological needs satisfaction than a spend-based program. Beyond motivation, members must also evaluate their experience cognitively and emotionally. For loyalty programs to be effective, members first need to perceive them as valuable, not just in financial terms, but also in terms of functionality, emotional, and social as well. Therefore, when loyalty program structure aligns with their personal goals and fulfills psychological needs, members see greater values in continuing their membership. In my study context, this means that visit-based program feel more valuable because it rewards effort and participation, which are things that members genuinely care about rather than how much money they have spent. While perceived value represent the cognitive judgment or assessment of the full membership, satisfaction reflects how members feel about that experience, which is the emotional response that follows. Satisfied members are more likely to develop positive loyalty intention, both attitudinal and behavioral. Attitudinal loyalty refers to the customer's willingness to recommend the service to others and also spread positive word of mouth, while behavioral intention reflects their intention for repeat visits, repeat purchases, or renewal. But even though intention are strong indicators, research also note the intention behavioral gap, which basically means that once a person have an intention to do something, it does not guarantee that they will do it. So to summarize this section, Cronin and co-authors have found that perceived values indirectly affect loyalty intentions through satisfaction, and this relationship has been proven in various studies in fitness. Secondly, they also found that perceived value have a direct effect on loyalty intention. So therefore, from the previous slides, I hypothesized that psychological need satisfaction positively influence perceived value influence satisfaction, and then satisfaction influence loyalty, and perceived values influence loyalty intentions. So I have explained a lot of hypotheses, and this conceptual framework show the full model, for which the most important hypothesis is hypothesis 5, where I hypothesize that the effect of loyalty program structure on loyalty intention is sequentially mediated by psychological need satisfaction, perceived value of membership, and satisfaction. So, on to the studies. We have 2 studies in this research using between subjects experiments, which were distributed on prolific. The independent variables include 2 levels, which are visit-based loyalty program and spend-based programs. The mediator include need satisfaction, perceived value satisfaction, and then the dependent variables include all of these items. Both studies employ validated multi-item scales adapted from established studies in order to ensure reliability and consistency. And out of all constructs, the Cronbach alpha showed a value higher than 0.85, which shows that these are reliable. Study 1 aimed to compare the effects of different loyalty program conditions, which includes visit-based, spend-based, and no condition. There was a total of 226 participants that were valid after screening and attention check. The demographic included Australians adults who have had previous experience with gym membership. That means that they currently have or they used to have a membership before. More than half were male, with the average age around 45, and 52% currently have a gym membership. I used convenient sampling technique, distribute on prolific, and each participants were randomly assigned to one of the 3 conditions. The first one, they see that they can earn points based on the number of times they visit gym. The second one, they earn points based on the amount they spend at the gym, including membership fee and other goods and services, while condition 3 only talks about their membership renewal, which doesn't include any loyalty program. Data were analyzed using SPSS. I conducted manipulation check using independent sample t-test, one-way ANOVA to compare group means, and process 6. So the one-way ANOVA results show that across all variables, visit-based loyalty program showed the highest mean out of all, which initially confirms that visit-based loyalty program perform better, and it leads to higher psychological needs satisfaction. The control group, which has no loyalty program, show noticeably lower means. However, the spend-based program show the lowest means out of all, which suggests that linking reward to expenditure may even dampen their perception of the membership and their evaluation of the membership. So this is the full model. All hypotheses in the study were supported. So starting on the left, we have H1, positive and significant, which leads to H2, H3, H4A, H4B, and the most important one is H5, which the results show a positive total effect, which suggests that there is an effect of loyalty program structure on intentions overall. However, when the mediators were controlled for, the direct effect became insignificant, while the indirect effect is significant. So therefore, we can say that the effect of loyalty program structure on loyalty intention is fully mediated by psychological need satisfaction, perceived value, and satisfaction of membership. On to the second study. The purpose of the study is for us to test the robustness by replicating study 1, comparing only 2 loyalty program conditions, but with a higher sample size of 297. The demographic is pretty similar to study 1, with our criteria remains the same. An average of 52% male, age around 41 years old, with 60% currently have a gym membership. Sampling technique and data analysis were the same, except for we only have 2 conditions. Again, the visit-based program showed higher means than spend-based program, supporting hypothesis 1. And then the full model where all paths were significant and positive, and also the indirect. So we can see that the total effect is positive, and then direct effect is insignificant, which means there's a full mediation as well in this second study. So in terms of theory, this research extends self-determination theory to a novel context by explaining why visit-based loyalty programs are more effective in the fitness setting. It highlights that psychological need satisfaction, including autonomy, competence, and relatedness, are the key mechanism that drives members' evaluation and motivation. The study also clarifies the mechanism of program effectiveness, linking need satisfaction, perceived value, and satisfaction as a sequential pathway in explaining how a visit-based program can enhance members' loyalty intention. Finally, it empirically connects self-determination theory with the value satisfaction model, bridging motivational and evaluative perspective in service marketing, specifically loyalty program at fitness center. So from a managerial perspective, the findings suggest that gyms should prioritize visit-based loyalty program that rewards attendance rather than spending. These programs consistently produce higher psychological need satisfaction and stronger loyalty intention, while spend-based programs perform no better than having no program at all. Managers can also enhance their program effectiveness by regularly check members' visit automatically, having clear point system, and also recognize their members for their consistent engagement. In addition, the program should be designed to support psychological needs by allowing members to set their own goals and offer a diverse reward option to support autonomy, provide regular feedback, celebrate progress and milestone in order to support competence, and to support relatedness. The program should create opportunities that foster member and staff and also community interactions, such as community challenges, trying to engage the members of the gym. Finally, while the study offers valuable theoretical and practical insights, several limitations highlight the direction for future research. So firstly, it was conducted with, the two studies were conducted with Australian participants, so future study can explore different cultural contexts and other fitness services as well. For example, low-cost gyms or boutique gyms. Second, although the scenario-based design allow for more control and cultural inference, it doesn't capture the real lived experience of loyalty participation. So future studies should conduct field experiments in order to track actual attendance, renewal rates, and also how long the member remains with the gym. Lastly, the study measured overall psychological needs as one single construct. Future research should separate autonomy, competence, and relatedness to explore which needs most are the strongest in driving perceived value, satisfaction, and loyalty intention. Thank you so much.
So everyone's satisfied with their gym experience? Okay.
Very well presented. I just one question. It's a complex project, really well done, but with the serial mediation, that's very complex. So how convinced are you that this is the right sequence, and is there any alternative way of presenting or analyzing the data that it might actually not be as neat as it looks?
I think when I got the results and I looked at it and it was significant and positive and it aligns with the hypothesis, I was very surprised. But I have also included other variables within the study as well in order to, if one construct doesn't work, I can use a different one. So I think that's really helped with the why it makes sense, and I think the scenario was pretty straightforward, so it was easy for the participants to understand. I also think that this is a very interesting line of research because all the participants in the survey also said they would be interested if their gym actually have a loyalty program and they would be more motivated. So I think that the motivation does not come unless you experience it, but when they perceive it to support their fitness goals and reward them for their effort, it makes them feel valued, and it also increases the perceived values of the membership, and hence satisfaction comes after evaluating all of that. And then loyalty intention is their intention to act in the future.
I guess one intuition is that many people actually have these programs on their phone and feel very satisfied and motivated by them. So there is a kind of face validity to this really. So you could explain that if you do anything else.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.